Namaste yogis. Hello, it's Maud here again, and welcome to your Yoga for Grief or Loss class. This is actually part 3 of a series that I have put together. And so my hope is that if you have taken each class and you've gotten this far, that you still continue to do so, and I do thank you for doing that. Otherwise, if this is your first class to take, there are other classes out there in this series, and I really do hope you take those as well. As you know, depending on the day, you never know how you feel, you never know your energy level, and so it's just good to kind of switch things up as well. Before we start, I just want to commend and acknowledge each and every one of you who truly made time today to be here. That is the hardest thing to do, and for some of us who are still going through grief or who have gone through the feeling of grief and loss, that is the heaviest thing to do. So just know that the fact that you're here is half the battle won. It really is. And you're taking the time to listen to your mind and your heart, and to also listen to how the body feels today, and kind of synchronize both, and using the breath to make sense of it all, and to use the breath to make sure that you have a healing practice today. And so, as I've said in my other classes, grief comes in many shapes and forms. It could be the grief or the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a beloved animal. It also could be a loss of a thing or an idea or of a life that you used to have, you wanted to have, but no longer have. So it could be an object, an intangible item, or a person. Whatever that is for you, whatever grief or loss you're feeling today, please honor that. It is unique, it is individual, it is yours. And so things that I'm going to pepper in class are recommendations and suggestions. If you don't feel like it's resonating with you, feel free to hit pause and keep moving in the way that you feel like you should move. Otherwise, let us all just stay here together, and my hope is that you feel supported the entire class, and I'm here for you, and you're not alone. So as far as props are concerned, as you can see, I have my bolster, I have my block, and I have used this in other classes as well, and I would encourage you to do so only if it's helpful or beneficial to you. But have a little something, a symbol, an object that either reminds you of the person, the thing, the idea that you lost, that would be helpful in your practice today. As you can see, mine is a pillow of my soul dog Music, whom I lost a year ago. And so this pillow has been just tremendously helpful in my healing process. And so for you, it could be a picture, a piece of clothing or something. If you want to grab those before you start, please do so. Otherwise, we're going to get started here in a child's pose with the bolster and the pillow that you have between your legs. So I'm going to place my music on there. I'm going to grab a block and I'm going to sit on it first. And before you get to a child's pose, if your day was spent, a lot of sitting, a lot of lower back taxing or demanding stuff, maybe you worked out or whatever it may be, maybe you stood up for a long time, I would recommend you just sit first and kind of like maybe sway the body left and right, kind of sway the body back and forth, and just sort of listen to your lower back and kind of wiggle things a little bit there in case there's just some stagnant energy before you fold into your child's pose. So right now I have the left side of my face down towards my prop, and perhaps it's what you're doing. If not, turn into your right side, or maybe your forehead is down, whatever they may look like. So I want you to feel supported by the block or something that you're sitting on. And just melt your heart towards the prop. And just feel as if you're really physically supported by the prop. But the more you breathe, the more you feel emotionally supported by that prop as well. And you start to feel safe, you start to feel grounded, and you arrive in your practice. And as you breathe here,
the ebbs and flows of the breathing cycle. Inhaling, perhaps pausing, exhaling, and pausing as well. Kind of reminds us of life, right? Like life events, they're always not guaranteed. You never know when you're gonna be on a greener pasture in your life. You never know when you may lose a something or a someone. For most of us, the lack of control, the inability to control everything 100% is what frustrates us. But we know that Mother Nature kind of always wins the cycle of life. And so, without question, we just melt and surrender here. If you're starting to feel anger, frustration, loss, acknowledge that like a cloud. But let that cloud pass by. Let that not stay with you, and let that not make you feel stuck. You can cry it out. Or you could also just be okay today. And you acknowledge that things are okay. I am okay. It's an okay day. And it's great. You still need this practice. If anything, it will only make you feel better and remind you that when things are up, they gotta go down. When things are down, you know the flow. In and out, get the breath. Day and night, life or death. Inhales and exhales. And then you slowly turn your right cheek down and turn the other way. You can plant the entire left side of your face down on your prop. Breathe right here. One more breath here. Inhale. And then exhale. And turn the forehead down. Slide your hands underneath the shoulders. Plant your palms to either side of the bolster. And just shift the body left and right. Maybe inhaling one direction and exhaling the other. And I like using the breath as a reminder of how everything does ebb and flow in life. There is no guarantee. And everything is temporary. Just like we inhale, after we exhale, then we inhale, and after we exhale. There's also night and day, black and white, life and death, having and losing. And it's the in-betweens of those events that really, truly makes the yoga come out. How do we handle ourselves once we're in that really interesting place to be? What kind of dialogue do we have inside our bodies, in our minds, and in our hearts? What do we do to heal? What are our healing practices? And my hope for you today is that this yoga practice right here is a moving meditative practice, and that you do feel better. That would be my hope. And then I intend to make you guys feel supported the whole time you're here. One more time, left and right. Just shifting left and right. No huge movements here. And slowly come to center. Just come into a quadruped, leaving the bolster, the prop where it is. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. You can tuck the toes in the back. And then slowly shift your hips back for a short-lived child's pose. You're not going to land your forehead. And inhale, come forward. Shift forward. Exhale back to your child's pose. Inhale, spreading those fingers. Just kind of like a seesaw, forward and back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come back. Your toes can be tucked or untucked in the back. One more time, inhale forward. And then exhale back. This time as you inhale forward, lift the right arm up, make a circle, going back up and forward, and then exhale, child's pose. Inhale, left arm this time, go back, up and forward. Exhale, child's pose. So these movements that we're doing kind of remind us some days we are ready to look at the sun, ready to feel vibrant, look at the light, feel joyous. And then some days we just kind of want to look inward, be with ourselves, spend time with ourselves. So I'm hoping that you can see that analogy in these poses. As we go up, we also come down. One more time on each side. No super crazy movements today here, guys. One more time, left arm. And slowly come back into your quadruped. Let's do some cat-cow. So inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone, open your chest, and then lift your head. And exhale, round it out. Push the floor away. Round the spine, tuck your tailbone under. Cat-cows are a nice reminder of like the ebbs and flows of things. So as the spine articulates, extending and flexing and rounding and arching, so do we in life. We're crying and smiling and laughing, and we have, and then we lose, and then we have to accept. And as one of my instructors keep reminding me, change is inevitable, but growth is optional. Beautiful. Slowly sit back, hips to heels. Interlace your fingers in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Open the chest, maybe lifting your chin up, and then exhale, slowly round it out. Dropping the hands, keeping the fingers interlaced. Inhale, rise. Arch the spine, lift your heart, lift your chin if that's comfortable. Exhale, slowly round. Inhale, rise. Exhale, slowly round. One more time, inhale, lift up. As you exhale, plant your right hand down on the mat or on a block. Inhale, lift your left arm up. And then exhale, slowly lateral bend to the right, bending that right elbow deep. Open up the left side of the body. As you look up, feel hopeful. As you look up, feel this vibrant, positive energy. And slowly release, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, send hips right, arms to the left. Opening up the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Slowly come to center. Just slide the prop or the pillow away. Come into your quadruped. And then inhale, just lift your right leg up, bend it up. Point your toes towards the ceiling. Exhale, send your right knee towards the chest. Inhale, slowly come up. Squeeze the right glute a little bit. Exhale, just to move. One more time, inhale. And then exhale, slowly round. Before you plant the foot between your palms. Then you slide your left knee behind you a little bit. Let your hands come up on the thighs. Hips go a little bit deeper. Tuck your toes in the back, that left foot. Open up the left hip. And then inhale, lift your arms up. As you exhale, hands on the thighs, and just slowly push your hips back into a half splits. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open the arms to the right. Find this twist. Plant the right arm down or the right hand down on your left thigh. Inhale, up. And then exhale, slowly come to center. Tuck the toes in the back. Lift your left knee off of the mat and then step your left foot in. You can use the blocks for some intense leg stretch here. You can definitely get that right and that right foot a little more to the right side. And the left foot can track over on the left side as well. So it's easier on the pelvis and the lower back. Inhale right here to lengthen the spine. And then exhale, find your fold, find your reverent bow. Honoring the time that you're making here to heal. Whether you're consciously addressing something or not, or you're just letting something come in and out, that's totally cool. Whatever your healing practice looks like today, please honor it. Right hip up and back. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Find your fold. Beautiful. Slowly release. Send your left knee down. And then come back into your quadruped. Hello, music. Just saying hi. 2 rounds of cat-cow, please. Drop belly, lift tailbone, lift your gaze. Again, going inward. Reminding ourselves of this cycle of life. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. This time we're going to send our left leg back, but bend it, toes towards the sky. Inhale, arch. And then exhale, left knee under the chest, round the spine. Inhale, open up. Toes want to tap to the ceiling. Exhale, move the body. And then when the body moves, letting the body move something else. Emotion, thought. Exhale, round. Plant between the palms. Slide the right knee behind you. Hands on top of your thighs. And then slowly come up. Tuck your toes in the right foot. And then slowly lifting the arms up. Exhale, hands on the thighs. Gently push this left hip back for your half splits. Inhale, shift forward, come up once again. And as you exhale, twist open to the left side. Right hand on your right thigh. Left hand rather on your right thigh. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Breathe right here. And as you exhale, slowly plant the hands, lift the right knee off of the mat, step your right foot in, grab your blocks if you have to. My back body is so tight today since I kind of exercise like crazy in the morning, so it's still kind of healing, taking time. Inhale, lengthen spine, lengthen your patience. And as you exhale, find your fold. Again, that right foot doesn't have to be right behind the left. Allowing the exhale to escort any negative feelings, stuff that gets pent up out of the body. Let it escort it out. So use it as a tool and as an instrument to do that. One more time. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, left hip back and up. Find your fold. And slowly release. You can set the blocks aside or have one block right here. We're going to get into a malasana squat. So toes are going to turn outward a little bit. Feet are going to be a little wider than hip width apart. And slowly come into your malasana squat. The block is here as an option for you to sit on, and maybe perhaps you can just chill. Elbows inside the legs, palms towards each other. Lift the heart up and make space for that. This is the part right now that's going through stuff. So make space for that, to feel all the feels. Trying to not push stuff aside. Just acknowledge them, and perhaps you can deal with them in the best way that you know you can. Bow your head towards your hands. Inhale. And then exhale. You can remove the block from out of the way if you were seated on one. And then come back to your malasana. And then you can place your left hand outside the left foot. And then inhale your right arm up. Find this nice twist as you find your squat. Exhale, plant the hands down. Lift your hips up, point the toes forward. Take your time to find your forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, turn the toes out. Find your malasana pose. Plant your right hand in front of the right foot. Inhale, find the twist. Open the left arm up. Open your chest. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, lift your hips. Toes forward, forward fold. Full exhale here. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Turn your toes out. Exhale, find your malasana. One more time. Left hand outside or in front of the left foot. Inhale, find your twist. Look up to the sky. Whether that's comfortable or not, let the body take you there. Exhale, plant the hands down. Inhale, lift the hips up. Toes point forward. Exhale, find your fold. Soften the knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Hands can be on the blocks if they have to. Toes turn out. Exhale, sit back. In your malasana, one more time. Right hand outside the right foot. Inhale, open the left arm up. Almost like reaching out to something that's there. Maybe having a little bit of a smile. Exhale, plant the palms down. Inhale, lift the hips up. This time, grab elbow to elbow. Find your dangle. Forward fold. Let everything go. Whatever feels heavy in the head, whatever feels heavy in the heart. Or perhaps today is one of your okay days and you just feel great. Acknowledge that. That's a beautiful thing. One more breath in this dangle. Exhale, hands on the shin. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your legs, plant your palms. Send your heels towards each other. And if you can, float the knees out. Float the arms out. You can do hands to heart center. You can place the backs of your palms on top of your thigh if that's comfortable. And as you're here, challenge yourself to focus on something to keep you upright. So if something is distracting you away from your practice, it's definitely going to let you lose focus. And so try to come into a space, into a thing, into a place where you can just keep yourself in this pose if it allows it. If you want to put some blocks underneath, you can do that as well. But about 3 more breaths right here, whatever this shape may look like for you. A bit of challenge will be closing the eyes. Finding your Last breath, inhale. And then exhale. Plant the hands down. Plant the knees down. Slowly make your way onto your backs. Please grab one of your blocks, your pillow or your bolster, whatever it is. And I am going to grab my music pillow close to me as well. Whatever that looks like for you today, please honor that. Bend the legs to start. Lay on your backs. And as you're here, just lengthen the arms overhead. And already pushing your lower spine down a little bit. Just waking up the abdominals. Now flatten your spine down, keeping your hips down. Keeping the arms lengthened overhead, knees up to the ceiling. Inhale, arch the spine. Tilting your pelvis forward, and then exhale. Flatten the spine down, keep your hips down. Inhale, arch the spine. There is daylight between you and the mat. And then exhale, there's no daylight. You're flattening it. Tailbone directed towards your heels. Do that a couple of times. Inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Now this time, as we inhale, squeeze the glutes to lift the hips. Keep your arms long, but elbows off of the mat or the ground. And as you exhale, lower the hips down, lower the fingers towards your thighs. Inhale, squeeze the glutes, but arms go overhead. Slow and controlled, guys. Exhale, everything comes down, hips, lower spine, fingers. Do this 4 more times. Synchronize the breath with the movement. Always using the body as its instrument to move gunk. Stuff that feels stuck in our joints, in our hearts, in our minds, in our thoughts. Movement is medicine. In a way, it does help us heal, help us feel better. Because we are vessels of energy. We are bodies of energy. And so the reaching of the fingers, the using of the glutes, the using of the muscles, the using of the breath, that is all a part of the medicine. Those are all good ingredients to this medicine. One more time. Exhale. Beautiful. Send the knees towards the chest. You can grab your block. Place the block between the thighs as you rock left and right. And then send your feet down. We're going to do that move one more time, but this time I want you to squeeze the block between your thighs. So arms overhead. Big inhale here. Push your lower spine down. Inhale, squeeze your glutes. There you go, squeeze the block. Sorry about that. And then exhale, slowly lower the hips. Fingers glaze the thighs. Lower, lower, lower. Inhale, arms up. Squeeze the block. Exhale. Slowly lower. The block makes it easier for us to find our center, our true authentic self. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower. If you want to do that one more time, please do so. Inhale. And then exhale. Wow, beautiful. Release the block from between your thighs. Send the knees towards your chest. And either you rock left and right, or you make knee circles or hip circles right here. Knees going opposite direction of each other. Just keep moving here. Perhaps closing the eyes or letting the eyelids feel heavy and just feeling loose in the body without overthinking it. Draw your knees towards each other. Lift the head, nose towards the gap between your knees. Hug it out. One arm on top of the other. Hug it out right here. We'll just spend about 2 full breaths right here. Hug it out, hug it out. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale, release the head down. Release the hands. Come into a happy baby. So lift the feet towards the sky, bend the legs, knees towards your armpits. You can grab outside the feet. You can grab in the ankles, on the shins, or even your hamstrings. I'm actually going to do this variation where I lock my fingers together and just drawing my knees towards the armpits and rocking left and right as I push my lower spine down. And if all that did not register to you, just do happy baby and do whatever feels good. And then slowly release. Lengthen your right leg forward. Bend the left knee towards the chest. Have a little squeeze. Inhale. And then exhale, send that left leg to the right for a nice one-legged supine twist. Dig your left shoulder blade down towards the mat. Open the chest. And then slowly release to center. Have that one last squeeze, knee to the chest. And exhale, release. Lengthen the left leg forward. Next inhale, squeeze the right leg in, right knee in. Big breath in. Exhale, turn it towards the left. Right shoulder blade is down. Your breath is coming in and out of the body. Just like events in life, everything is temporary, nothing is guaranteed. And slowly release to center. Try to find a Shavasana pose, a Shavasana shape that makes sense to you. If you want to do traditional Shavasana, then spread the legs apart, spread the feet apart away from the midline. Hands at either side of the hips. I am going to place my music, my heart here on my chest, front of my body. If having the hands on either side of the hips feels good to you, do that. Otherwise, place your left hand on your heart and your right hand on top of it as well. Let's just talk a little bit about this thing called grief or loss. Whatever it is that you're feeling now, honor it. Do not dismiss it. Do not excuse it. As much as falling in love and loving makes us feel human, so does the feeling of loss. It's just a great reminder life is in this cycle and we cannot control it. And so harness a sense of strength, believe in yourself, and believe that you're not alone. There's plenty of energies around the world that can support you, and all you have to do is reach out. And right here in your Shavasana, I want you to truly reach out to Mother Nature, surrender to her, and just melt. Melt to the earth. Melt to where everything began. And perhaps have a little smile on your face. Inhale through the nose. Let's shush it out. Shavasana. Final resting pose. Bring the attention back to the body. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, sigh it out. Your next inhale, give yourselves a good morning stretch. Point the toes away from you. Lengthen the arms overhead. Inhale long and strong. And as you exhale, bend the legs and roll onto a side of your choice. Pausing right there for a moment. And then gently push yourselves up into a nice comfortable seated position. Crossing the shins perhaps. I'm going to keep her close to me. Perhaps if you have that little something, that picture, whatever it is that you have, you can keep it close to your heart right now as well. Palms together, prayer at the heart, thumbs touching your chest. I want you to take one nice gentle bow towards your hands in honor of your time here. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, bow down to your own practice, your body as your temple, your inner teacher and your inner wisdom. I really do thank you guys for coming to this practice. This is not an easy practice to come to. There's a lot of stuff to deal with and a lot of things to think about and feel. But I really do hope that for this entire time, you did feel supported and you felt less alone. That was my intention. From my heart to yours, from my house to yours, namaste, namaste, namaste. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you check out my other Yoga for Grief or Loss classes as well. For now, goodbye and take care.